Hey Matt, happy Monday. I am doing an audio only arrangement because it is currently 2300 hours. I watched your video from yesterday and it got me thinking about metaphors, specifically metaphors around freedom, because freedom is another one of those concepts that is kind of flawed in a way, kind of not. It's like perfection, and I've voiced my opinions on perfection before. You used a bird in your metaphor as an example, the caged bird. I'm going to go the other way and say there is a phrase, free as a bird, which tends to suggest that birds are inherently free to do as they please, but really they're not. When you think of a bird out there in the wild, they are indeed flying around, seemingly doing what they want, but actually they have a lot of restraints on them too. They're not really free because they're having to constantly watch out for predators, and they can only exist in certain times in certain places due to otherwise being eaten or killed by these things. Or even things like their migratory habits, depending on the type of bird we are talking about, are ingrained on a genetic level and learned behaviors as well from parents. So I wouldn't really call that freedom for the bird, because it has to go south for the winter, because if it doesn't, it dies because it doesn't eat. So to an extent that is freedom, but it's not true freedom. I don't think there is such a thing as true freedom when you think about it. As an adult, you are told you are free to make your own choices, but really you're still confined to things like your social or monetary status, where you live, what your job is, what you do, what skills you have. This is also shown when someone tells you you are free to choose, as in you choose to do something or you don't do something. If you don't do something, for example, that may lead to consequences which mean you can't do things you need to do to be able to survive. So it's not really a choice, is it? You have to do these things to get by. I'm not sure if this just speaks about me in the way I look at things, at reality, in that I always seem to look at the flaws in anything that is presented to me. The thing is, I'm not always looking for the negative. I'm just looking for the things that make it work, make it tick, make it happen. The things that make up the concept or the thing that I am talking about, in order to understand and better either use it or live alongside it or avoid it. You can't interact with something without knowing about it. So Matt, you are free to consider my words or not, but honestly you're not really free to consider them because you've already considered them by listening to me talking. So it's one of those decisions that's kind of been taken away from you. At the time of recording, that did feel quite funny to me as an observation, that it's relating to what I just talked about, but maybe when I watch it back tomorrow, having slept, I might just think that sounded really dumb. But hey, that's just another Monday thing that I've done. Keep mattering, and I'll see you tomorrow.